Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to explore the fascinating history of a modern Turkish coin that may look ordinary at first glance, but carries an important story of Turkish identity, culture, and modern history. The coin we are looking at today is the 2015 Turkish 50 Kuruş. If you look closely at the coin in our image, you can clearly see the large number 50, the words, yen Kuruş, and the date 2015. This is a 50 Kuruş coin of Turkey, from the modern Turkish lira series that began circulating in 2009. So, what is the history behind this coin? Why does it have a two-metal appearance? What does the design represent? And is the 2015 issue rare or valuable to collectors? Let's find out. The Turkish Kuruş. The word Kuruş has a long history in the monetary system of the region. Today, the Kuruş is a subdivision of the Turkish lira. 1 Turkish lira is equal to 100 Kuruş. The modern Turkish lira coin family was redesigned for circulation beginning in 2009. This new series included 1, 5, 10, 25 and 50 Kuruş coins, as well as the 1 lira coin. The Turkish Mint lists the modern 50 Kuruş as a circulation coin beginning in 2009. The 2015 coin therefore belongs to an important generation of modern Turkish circulating money. The 2015 50 Kuruş. The coin shown here is dated 2015. The denomination, 50 Kuruş, appears prominently on one side, while the other side features the portrait of Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, the founder of the Republic of Turkey. The 50 Kuruş denomination is particularly interesting because of its bimetallic construction. According to catalog information, this type has a diameter of approximately 23.85 mm, a weight of about 6.8 grams, and a thickness of around 2 mm. Its composition uses copper, nickel and zinc alloys in the center and outer ring. This two-tone appearance immediately makes the coin recognizable. A symbol of modern Turkey. One of the most important features of this coin is its connection with modern Turkish identity. The obverse carries the portrait of Mustafa Kemal Atatürk. Atatürk played a central role in the creation of the Republic of Turkey in 1923 and remains one of the most important figures represented on Turkish currency. The inscription, Türkiye Cumhuriyeti, meaning Republic of Turkey, surrounds his portrait. This design gives the coin more than just monetary value. It connects an everyday object with the history of the Turkish Republic. Millions of people could encounter Atatürk's portrait simply by using coins in daily life. The Bosphorus bridge design. The other side of the 50 Kuruş is equally fascinating. The coin features an image of an Istanbul suspension bridge crossing the Bosphorus. The Bosphorus is one of the most famous waterways in the world because it separates Europe and Asia. Istanbul itself is famous for being a city located on two continents, and the bridge design on the 50 Kuruş represents this geographical and cultural connection. The Turkish Mint describes the 50 Kuruş design as being centered around Istanbul, a city spanning two continents and known for its historical and cultural diversity. On the bridge side, we see the large 50 denomination, the word Kuruş, and the year of issue. This combination makes the coin a small representation of Istanbul's importance to Turkey. Why is it bimetallic? Another feature that attracts collectors is the coin's two-colored appearance. The center and outer ring use different alloy compositions, producing the familiar bimetallic appearance. For the 2009 to 2022 type, catalog information identifies the center as a nickel-brass alloy and the ring as another copper-nickel-zinc alloy. Bimetallic coins became increasingly popular around the world because they are visually distinctive and can also provide useful security and identification features. The Turkish 50 Kuruş is therefore not simply designed to look attractive. Its construction is also practical for a modern circulating currency. The 2015 mintage. One of the most interesting facts for collectors is the reported mintage. Catalog data records approximately 72,620,000 pieces for the 2015 50 Kuruş issue. That is a very large number. Because millions of examples were produced, the 2015 coin should not automatically be considered a rare coin simply because it is several years old. This is an important lesson for new collectors. A coin can be old, attractive, or from another country without necessarily being rare. Rarity depends on factors such as mintage, surviving population, condition, varieties, errors, and collector demand. Is the 2015 50 Kuruş valuable? This is probably the question many viewers will ask. Is this coin worth a lot of money? For an ordinary circulated example, generally, collectors should not expect an enormous premium simply because it is dated 2015. Catalog estimates and marketplace observations can vary considerably depending on condition and seller, and catalog sources themselves warn that such values are only indications rather than guaranteed buying or selling prices. A heavily circulated coin with scratches, dirt, and worn details will normally be much less interesting to collectors than a brilliant, uncirculated example. However, coins with unusual mint errors or varieties can be much more interesting. For example, collectors may pay special attention to unusual striking problems, off-center strikes, double details, incorrect planchets, or other genuine minting abnormalities. But before calling a coin a rare error, it is important to have it examined carefully. Condition matters. The coin shown in our photograph has visible signs of circulation. The outer ring shows wear, while the central details are also somewhat worn. For collectors, condition is extremely important. A coin that has spent years moving through pockets, shops, vending machines, and cash registers will naturally develop scratches, surface marks and loss of detail. On the other hand, a coin that was removed from circulation shortly after minting and preserved carefully may retain much sharper details. Collectors often use grading terms ranging from heavily circulated conditions to uncirculated and mint state grades. So, if you own a 2015 50 Kuruş, examine it carefully under good lighting. Look at the date, lettering, portrait, bridge, edge, and overall surfaces. More than just 50 Kuruş. At face value, this coin represents 50 Kuruş, or half of 1 Turkish lira. But for collectors, its story is much greater than its denomination. It represents Turkey's modern monetary system, the continuing importance of Atatürk, and the extraordinary geographical identity of Istanbul. The bridge shown on the coin is particularly symbolic. It represents a physical connection between two sides of the Bosphorus and, in a broader sense, between Europe and Asia. That makes the 50 Kuruş an excellent example of how governments use everyday coins to communicate national identity. Final thoughts. The 2015 Turkish 50 Kuruş may not be a centuries-old treasure, but it is still an interesting piece of modern numismatic history. Its bimetallic construction, Atatürk portrait, Bosphorus bridge design, Turkish inscriptions, and 2015 date all tell a story about the country that issued it. With a reported mintage of around 72.62 million pieces, it is not generally a rare date in the traditional sense. But remember, rarity is only one part of collecting. Sometimes the real value of a coin is the story it carries. A simple 50 Kuruş coin can travel through countless hands, visit different cities, and remain in circulation for years. Decades later, it can become a small historical object that reminds collectors what everyday life looked like during a particular period. So, the next time you find a Turkish 50 Kuruş in a collection, don't look at it simply as a piece of change. Look at the 50, the Kuruş, the 2015 date, the portrait of Atatürk, and the bridge connecting the two sides of Istanbul. Together, these details transform a small piece of metal into a fascinating snapshot of modern Turkey. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this coin history, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more fascinating coins from around the world.